Okay guys, so the nut that holds these tuning machines on is a 12mm size nut. So we just went ahead and grab a socket. You can use a wrench too, whatever you like. Let's start with this one. So you're just gonna pop this right out. Again, you got one screw on the top, nut that's holding this thing on. Got this little barrel here. It's got a little washer. And then from behind, I literally just pushed it straight through. You got one little peg here that just kind of holds into the fretboard or the headstock, and you're home free. So here we got our stock Fender tuning machine. We're going to go ahead and just do the total opposite of what we just did. Although I'm noticing, looks like the Fender has two claws, which I hope isn't going to be a problem. Nope. Okay, so they had drilled these for the different tuning machines. So just want to show you guys from the back here. You can see there's 3 holes from where they had modified this to accommodate the locking tuners. So we're just going to go ahead, pop in the original Fender factory tuner, snug that right into the holes, turn it back over. We got our nut and the washer. Washer first, nut on top. Tighten this in by hand. Kick our socket back on to turning the other way so we can tighten. Looks like this might be a different size. Yep, the Fender one's a little bit smaller, so I'm going to quick figure out what that is. I'll let you know when I come back. It's not really that important. But the idea is, so we're just going to go through, unbolt the replacement tuning machines, pop back in the originals. We're all done with that. Just in case anybody is taking close notes, the Fender tuning machines have a 10mm nut around them, and the Spratzel, I don't give a shit, everybody's been correcting me on this, they are 12mm. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go ahead, zip through here, undo all the locking tuners first, go through, hand tighten the Fenders, and then crank those down just to be as efficient as possible. So 10mm Fender, 12mm Spratzel, whatever. Alright, so here I'm going to put these potentiometers in the pickguard. These cool replacement Fender potentiometers come with a capacitor and a nut and a washer and a lock washer and stuff, so that's pretty nice. We won't need all of the capacitors, you only need that for the tone pots. So one of them is going to be extra. And then you just take it and put it into the little hole. Or actually, I probably want the washer on that side. Save the lock washer, put that on there, put it through the hole, and then you just put the flat washer and the nut on the other side, and tighten it down. And then I'm going to flip it over and position it conveniently for me to solder later. So maybe like that. And since the last time we were here, we did go ahead and screw the 5-way switch into the body of the guitar, and that was very simply just 2 Phillips head screws holding it to the underside of the pickguard. Yeah. And then the knob will just go on top of here when we're done. And that's it for that. You just put all 3 of them in. And then I'll solder it up later. A couple things I just wanted to show you guys quick. Somehow, between when the guy had the locking tuners put on and now, somebody, whether it was the tech that did it or the guy I bought the guitar from, lost one of the original washers from the Fender tuning machines. So basically I put on 5 of them, realized I was out one. I brought one of the originals to a couple different hardware stores. I found a chrome plated washer. These are 8mm, by the way. The one that I ended up getting from the hardware store that was closest is chrome finished. It's about twice as thick as the original stock Fender washer, and it's a little bit wider too, but to be honest, I probably really wouldn't notice this kind of thing if I was just looking over a guitar. It'd be pretty easy to miss, but Anyway, for whatever reason, you guys ever need another one of these, they are 8mm. And these string trees came with 2 different slugs that were of 2 different heights. And I put in the lower ones first. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here because I don't know how this thing has been intonated to handle the different tuning machines. But basically what you got is just real simple. You got a screw that holds the actual tree itself. And I know this video is going to come out fuzzy. And you got this one little slug here that determines the actual height that the tree sits at. So what I'm saying is the replacement that we bought came with 2 different heights. Obviously a taller and shorter one. We're going to try the shorter ones first. If we're having any kind of trouble, maybe we'll try the other one. It is just a little bit of a hassle to get these in. Nothing crazy, you know. But anyway, so that's the string trees, which are now obviously reinstalled back onto the guitar. We got our tuning machines going. And Tom's about to get ready to wire up the switch and potentiometers. So we'll cut it now and we'll come back for that. Oops. Alright, here I'm going to show you what I did. I wired up the pickguard, the pickups to the switch, and some other random wires. You just have to cut some lengths of hookup wire to go from the potentiometers to the switch, and there's also going to be a ground. You want a ground wire that goes all the way across the back of all 3 potentiometers. And I just sort of looped the wires all into the switch, and then I'm going to solder them up as soon as this thing heats up a little bit more.
And you don't have to go with a handheld gas-powered torch. It's just a whole lot cooler if you do.
Yep, pretty much.
And Tom's just tickled pink because he just bought that thing about 10 minutes ago.
So you want to make sure that you heat up the actual wire and the surface that you're soldering it to, so that you don't get a cold solder joint, because that's bad. The wire can break off and you have a loose connection, and you'll have to jiggle your guitar to get a signal. You just you know, hold the torch on there for a couple seconds and it should heat up. And then touch the solder to the surface. You don't want to touch it to the tip of the soldering iron, because wear it out faster that way. And then you also want to make sure you wipe off the tip on a damp sponge to keep it clean. This setup is so awesome that I have the sponge on the other side of the table. You know, whatever.
Okay, so Tom's going to go ahead and finish that up, and then I'm being anal, and I realized these frets could use a little attention, and even though I'm thinking about selling this thing, I'm actually starting to kick around the idea of hanging on to it for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up to dress the frets. So I'm going to get all the stuff I need to do that, and then we'll come back and show you how we do that.